The other fight on the card is also super exciting. Khamzat versus Usman. Guys, I'm going to tell you right away. I can't believe I'm saying this. But I'm picking Khamzat. If it was at 170 and if it was a 5-rounder at 170, I would pick Usman. But Usman on short notice, and I'm understanding it's at 185. Guys, please correct me if I'm wrong. From what I understand, it's short notice. It's at 185. Khamzat doesn't make 170 anymore. The fact that Usman is going up a weight class, the fact that it's short notice, I think it's going to be really tough for him to win. Now, I can be wrong. But my real reason, the one reason why I think Khamzat's going to win, Khamzat doesn't have the best striking defense. Usman doesn't have the best striking defense. They both get hit quite a bit. Khamzat's going to be a little bit bigger. He's going to hit a little bit harder. And he's going to have maybe a little bit more in the wrestling department. If he gets on top of Usman, it's going to be a disaster. If he forces Usman in a bottom game, it's going to be a disaster. If Usman gets on top of Khamzat, I think Khamzat is just going to scramble back up to his feet. That's what it's going to be, a scramble. It's going to be tough. He might get a little bit ground and pound, but Usman has made a career of holding people down, not devastating with the grappling, not devastating with the ground and pound. He's more of a bully on top where he kind of holds you and pins you, but he doesn't punish you. He's not a Khabib with the ground and pound. He's not a GSP with the passing and pinning and back taking, and he's not a submission master like Makhachev. When he's on top of you, it's going to be more scrambling. It's not going to be as punishing. However, Khamzat has proven that when he's on top, he can sub. He can end the game. I'm giving him a slight advantage, guys. I don't want to get too complicated on the fight, but I really do think Khamzat has an advantage. 1, because of the weight. 2, because it's only 3 rounds. It's short notice for Usman. Short notice. Don't forget, he was supposed to fight Paulo Costa. Guys, I want to put up a poll here. I'm going to put up a poll for Khamzat. Okay, guys, let me know in the chat. Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Usman beats the hell out of him. Guys, I'm telling you, if it was a 170 fight, 175 pounds, for 5 rounds, I'm picking Usman. However, because it's 3 rounds, a weight class up, Khamzat's going to come in more naturally big. He's been preparing for this date for a long time. I think he's going to be more ready. Yeah, Khamzat makes sense. Guys, yes, Khamzat makes sense, but it's not going to be an easy fight. How does he beat him? Does he beat him standing? Man, that's a tall order. He has to grapple. He has to shoot and take down Usman. Now, what's Usman going to do on the bottom? We've never seen him on the bottom, guys. We have never seen him really on more than one hip or like a little bit turtle when Kobe took him down. They didn't officially count it as a takedown, but I did. He had him on all fours. He had him referee's position. Usman is great at getting up, no doubt. I had no doubt he's good at getting up. But in my opinion, they should have counted that takedown as an official takedown, but they didn't. They officially have him as never being taken down. If you rewatch that fight, it was a clear takedown. Usman is a killer, don't forget. I agree, but he's going up a weight class, and it is very short-term notice. Very short-term. Usman's knees are screwed. Oscar, I agree with you. I don't know if that's public information, but that's one of my biggest fears for him, is he doesn't have the knees. His knees are not what they used to be. Usman has too many injuries that are biting him now. That's from Swish. Guys, I guess, you're right. I think that is a big problem. You know, that's the thing. Khamzat is up and coming. Usman's kind of peaked. You know, how is his body feeling? You know, he's been knocked out really bad by Leon Edwards. Do you ever get your chin back the way it was? You're fighting at 185. Because the thing is, Usman does get hit. If you watch his fights, man, he gets tagged. But he was getting punched by Kobe. Kobe's busy, but he's not the biggest power puncher. Khamzat has shown he's got a lot of power in those punches. But I will tell you this, Usman has the heart to win, man. He's a heart of a lion. Okay, end the poll. That's a good idea. I'm going to end this poll. Makhachev, 64. Volkanovski, 36. Let's see if I can put up another poll. Talk to me. 81% Khamzat. Oh, my God. Guys, you guys have no faith in Usman? You guys have no faith in Usman? The former world champion? Man. Hisham, right back at you, my brother. Right back at you. Khamzat beat Manny Joe Blow. That's from Zozilla. I agree with you. He hasn't fought the biggest names. God, he had more trouble with Burns. Khamzat had more trouble with Burns than Usman did. Khamzat had more trouble with Burns than Usman, but I think it had a lot to do with the weight cut. Now he's at 185. He's at his real weight, a much more comfortable weight for him. It wouldn't even shock me if he missed 185. Like I've met Khamzat in person. I mean, he's a big guy, man. He's a very athletic human being. Like he's a freak, man. He's an athlete, guys. He's an athlete. He's an imposing figure. He's physically imposing, guys. I gotta tell you, he's a scary dude, man. Khamzat is a scary, scary dude physically. He's tall. He's lanky. He's got broad shoulders. He can I don't know. I mean, he's a very, very athletic human being. I'm no expert by any means, but Usman is significantly cleaner in his fighting than Khamzat. That's from Hisham. Khamzat is a war machine. He loves the war. You see, when he got hit by Burns, he's like smiling. He's like, come on, it's his attitude. He has an attitude for war and violence and like action. He's not the type of guy who's going to pick and poke, stick and move, counter you, be all strategic and think about points, and then he's gonna be like, am I up or down? And he's no. He's like, he's so physically imposing that for him that's nonsense. That's all noise. The judges, all this stuff about points, that's just noise. For him, we're gonna engage. I'm gonna break you. He has a high finishing rate. I think Burns is the only guy to ever go decision with him. Let me double check that, okay? Guys, I don't think that's a good point, guys. I don't think Usman's ever been finished. 12-0. Okay, no, Jack Hammerson, he went to point. Okay, no, it's wrestling. Okay. Gilbert Burns decision. Kevin Holland Darce. Mirchat, that was a cross, 17 seconds. McGee, ground and pound round 1, round 2. Guys, he's never been the distance other than with Burns. Okay, forget grappling. I'm not counting in grappling or wrestling. Excuse me. Jing Liang, he finished him round. Guys, he's never seen round 3. He's never seen round 3 in his MMA career. There's a round 2. There's one round 2 against a guy I don't know, Brave CF, Mezwadil, submission in round 2, 1:15. Somebody was able to last 6 minutes with the man. Okay, I agree with you. These are not all the biggest names. Like Kevin Holland, Darson round 1. Guys, he's a finisher. He's a killer. Kamaru Usman. Let's see. Has Usman ever been finished? I can't remember. No, he has 2 losses. Of course, Leon Edwards knocked him out. He has 2 losses to Leon Edwards. I thought he had a loss before Leon Edwards. Yes, he does. He has 3 losses. Rear naked choke. He was finished in his second fight in his career. Of course, he's come a long way since then. It's not the same Usman. He'd been choked out in the second fight. He has 2 losses to the same guy, Leon Edwards, and one of them was a KO that we'll never forget. He was on his way to win. What was it, the last minute in the fight? Yeah, round 5 at 4:04, he gets hit with a head kick. Could knock out anybody. Guys, I'm never going to say there's luck in a fight. There's no luck in a fight, but it was unlikely he gets knocked out with a head kick, and he did. He's been finished twice in his career. One of them we can really forget about it. It was early in his career. He probably didn't know anything about grappling. He's gotten kicked to the head. Anybody can eat a bad shot like we talked about it earlier. Some guy was dogging... who was he dogging for getting punched? Oh, yeah. He said Islam got knocked out by a guy who's not even UFC no more. That was a long time ago, guys. That was a long time ago. So what? Anybody can get caught. The best fighter in the world can get clipped. Mayweather could get clipped. Anybody can get clipped. Khamzat is a finishing machine. Usman is super hard to finish. It's going to be interesting. If it was a 5-round fight at 170, I would give it to Usman. But 3 rounds at 185. Something is telling me Khamzat, because I think he's going to have a little bit too much. And if he puts Usman on the ground, it's going to be a lot of work for Usman. 71% of you are telling me Khamzat. I'm shocked. Coach, if Usman survives round 1, do his chances go up? That's from NKS. I would agree with you. Yes, his chances do go up.